So, what's in the lecture capture kits? Okay, let's get everything set up first. So the first thing that you want to do is turn on the computer and just to open it up, and it should turn on by itself. So we'll do a little bit of fiddling around getting everything positioned where we want it, but it's helpful to have the computer obviously beside, maybe not obviously, but it's helpful to have the computer beside where you want the tripod and the screen of the laptop facing the whiteboard so that when you're up there lecturing that you can see the screen. Okay, so next we want to start up the phone. So just hold down the button on the right-hand side, and there we go. So that's starting up, so we'll put that down. Then we want to grab the USB-C to Lightning cable, and we'll plug the Lightning side into the phone like that, and the USB-C into the MacBook. Okay, there we go, great. Then what we can do is we can start things on the software side. So we'll enter the passcode on the phone. So once you get the iPhone unlocked, what you want to do is just launch EpocCam Pro. And once that's launched, you can just click that gear icon on the middle left and just ensure that USB is selected and that quality of best is selected, and then click the gear icon to close. And then just flip the phone sideways to get it into landscape mode like this. Now, there's just one thing to show you here, and that is using this app, you can have the camera continuously focus or focus on a fixed point. So if you touch the screen once, and I'll just tap it in the center, it locks the focus on whatever you've tapped. And then to have continuous focus, you just tap the screen twice. Okay? So that's the only thing to be aware of here. So for example, you can get the phone all set up on the tripod, write something on the board, and then go back to the phone and tap that text on the board to have the phone's focus lock on the plane of the board. Or if you want the phone to be focused on yourself and you're moving a lot closer to the camera and farther away, then you'd want to have continuous focusing set up. So the final thing we'll do before we look at the software side of things is just get out the AirPod earbuds and put those in. And those are going to serve as your microphone for recording and your speaker as well if you're doing synchronous teaching. So now that we've got the earbuds in, let's just make sure that those are connected here. So we'll just go up to the volume icon here and select the AirPods. Okay, so those are our default speaker and microphone now. So that's good. And then what we want to do is just open up OBS here by clicking on the icon. And if you've got the phone connected to the MacBook and EpocCam running, then it should come on where you've now got the live video feed, right? Okay, right now you can see that we've got the camera on the phone working. Here's the other side where I've got the same setup that I'm using to do the filming of this. So now we're ready to set the tripod up. Now we'll get the holder, tripod holder for the phone here. And it's helpful to insert the phone with this part of the phone holder facing the whiteboard so that you've got nothing interfering with the screen of the phone. So here we go, just slip, loosen that up a little bit and slip that in there, and then tighten up that on the top, and then slip this into place on the tripod and tighten it up like that. So there we go. Now we've got our phone on the tripod connected to our computer, and everything looks great. Now it's just a case of moving your tripod around to get it in the correct position. Obviously, the computer has to follow where the tripod goes, so you can move those around and get the tripod set up to where you want it to be, so that the image is nice and square with the whiteboard. As far as adjustments on the tripod, again, it's helpful to be able to move this up and down to center the picture on the center of the whiteboard. You've also got an adjustment here on the top of the tripod for locking this ball joint up at the top. So you can use the little leveling ball to get that nice and level and then lock it into place, and then make adjustments that way. And then, of course, this whole thing can rotate like that as well, and that should be pretty snugly up there. And so you can just make small adjustments to get things centered where you'd like them. Back to the software side of things now. To start a recording, all that you need to do is hit the Start Recording button. And when you've finished, just hit the Stop Recording button. And then here's the video file that we've just captured. So now we want to convert that from an MKV format into an MP4 format, which is more widely accepted, easier for people to play online. So what we do is click the OBS window and hit File and Remux Recordings. Locate the recording that you want to convert formats on. So here's the one that I want. And then the target is just going to be desktop, and it's going to just change it to an MP4 format. So we just hit Remux. Okay, close that. And then you can see here now we can play that video. Right. Great. So now that's in a form that you can upload to Brightspace or however else you're going to be distributing that video. So then we can put this original MKV in the trash. So we'll move that one to the trash. Okay, and then when you're done, just close down OBS there, and then once you move your recording here, or this one rather, onto a USB drive, and you can do that using the USB-C dongle that is provided in the kit and a USB stick. Move that to your USB stick, and then trash the original here, and then just shut down the computer when you're all done. So that's just the Apple icon here, and then shut down. Okay. Now, if you happen to be doing some recording where you don't want the phone to be tethered to the computer and be restricted in that way, so maybe you're doing some lab activities where you're moving around a lot or something, there is a way to get around that. So I'll show you how that works. So we'll just unplug this and unplug that and get rid of that pesky cable. And then what you want to take is the USB-C dongle here and pop that in Here we go. And then we'll grab an Ethernet cable. There we go, and plug that in like that. Okay, now we'll go to the computer. And what you want to do here is go up to the Apple icon and then System Preferences, and then choose Sharing and enable Internet sharing. Here, Start. Okay, great. And then you should see the icon here for wireless change to this indicator that your wireless connection's being shared. Now let's go to the phone. What we want to do is just go into the settings here. There we go. And turn on the Wi-Fi. And make sure we're connected to Capture One there. Go back to the home screen and then start EpocCam Pro. Hit the little gear icon and select Wi-Fi as the connection instead. And now if we open up OBS here, you can see that I'm connected with a cable attached to the phone. Right, so we can record now without the phone having to be tethered to the computer. If you do this, please just remember when you're finished to go back into System Preferences, Sharing, and turn off Internet sharing so that it's not on for the next person. So if you want to do synchronous teaching and both record what you're doing as well as streaming it live, there's a couple of different ways to do that. So I'll show you the first way here. So I'm going to hit start recording. So there we're capturing our live recording, so it can be uploaded for, let's say, asynchronous viewing, and it is capturing the audio from the microphone on the AirPods and the video from the iPhone. So then what I'm going to do is hit start virtual camera here, and then we'll go to Zoom here, and we'll just create a new meeting. Here we go. Okay, join with computer audio. And you don't want to be looking at me. What you want the students to see is the video from the camera there. So we select OBS virtual camera. Perfect. So then you've got the whiteboard there. Now, Zoom is set up currently to flip the video. So what we can do is just go into the preferences in Zoom and video and mirror my video, uncheck that. Perfect. And now, right, our writing will be the right way around, I think. Let's see. Let's not look. Yeah, all good. Okay, so that's the first way that you can both record and live stream the video. So we'll end that meeting there. Okay, and then now I'll show you the second way, and this is actually the way that I prefer to do it. So we'll stop the virtual camera. So I'll show you the other way that you can live stream the video that you're capturing now. And this is the way that I prefer to do it in Zoom because it allows you to separate out the recording content from the participants list by using the share screen function to share your video feed. So in order to do this, what you need to do is bring your cursor somewhere here on your video and right click, and you can do that on the Mac by depressing the control button and then clicking on the trackpad. And choose full screen projector preview here. So click that, and that gives you a full screen feed of the video that the iPhone is capturing. So let's see that it's live. Yep. Okay, it's live there. So all good. So now we can go back to Zoom by depressing the control button and hitting the left arrow key here. And let's just find our Zoom window. There it is. New meeting. Okay, yeah, that's fine. And then what we do is just do a share screen of the full screen projector. So there we go. So now if we go over to that projector window, and you can change between desktops here, full screen windows on a Mac by depressing the control button and then hitting the arrow keys like this, or you can do it by doing a 4-finger swipe up gesture on the trackpad, and you'll see at the top the different windows that you have open. So we can go over here. And then what we can do is we can grab our chat. There we go, bring it over there. So now we've got our participants list and our chat. And then what we can do is, because I have to change locations here, my computer's not pointed at the whiteboard like I would normally like it. So I'm just gonna point the computer at the board here. Perfect. So now, while I'm lecturing, right, and doing stuff on the whiteboard, I can also be seeing the chat there to see any questions that are coming in and answering those questions that are being asked from the students online. Here, let's get the window so we can go down here and make sure that the speaker is set to the AirPods that I have in my ears, and that the microphone's set to the AirPods there. So any questions that students ask, that audio is not being recorded in the capture video. I'm able to hear it, right, through the AirPods. I can hear the rest of the students in the lecture room. The video of me doing my lecturing, let's see, EGNE 2304 is what I'd likely be teaching, is being both streamed as well as recorded in really good resolution for a nice posting. Okay, so I hope that's helpful. You know, the whole system is pretty easy to use.